Hello and welcome to Dungeon Keeper 2. It's good to be bad. Bullfrog Productions. I don't even know if they're still in business now. It's the only thing I've ever heard of them making. I think they might have made Team Hospital or whatever it's called. This is kind of our little intro here, which this game came out in 1999, so it was a nice little opening for this kind of game. Oh, it all comes back. This is great. Honestly, it was such a just badass dungeon simulator, but it had so much charm and so it was actually really funny. And there's the good hero. We don't like the good hero. The good hero can suck it. It's all about being bad here. He's no chance against our red devil dude. Fire, that's the stuff that we live in. It was actually really good. The CG. Okay, right, that kind of went. That slow motion was kind of weird, but. Oh my god, it really does all come back. But it was kind of like a comedy game as well. There's like a load of real hilarious charm in it as well. Here we are on the start menu of Dungeon Keeper 2. It had multiplayer online. As far as I know, let's go there first because I'm kind of curious to see what's all about. I would be very pushed to see if anyone is still playing Dungeon Keeper 2. No sessions available. There's a single player story as well, which I'll get into, and then My Pet Dungeon was kind of like free play. I think you have unlimited resources, but that's basically it. Kind of just free roam mode and extras. Yeah, I remember Dungeon Keeper 3. It never got released in the end, and the story of Dungeon Keeper is quite sad. If you look up Dungeon Keeper now, you're going to see a mobile game with microtransactions, believe it or not. Let's go to single player game and see what's going on. So we're going to just go for a new campaign. You campaign. You have this like board, and obviously this is level 1, but as you complete it, you get to go to different places, different tasks, and make your way here. And I don't know if there's anything beyond that. I've never actually completed this game, but let's go in and see what's in the game. There's a hero, that's always defending the good base. So we have to build our own. We have to build our own dungeon. Obviously, it's given us a few sub objectives: a 5x3 lair and a 3x3 hatchery, which I'll get into now. Your dungeon you will be banished forever. Oh, banishment! Oh, send me to the Himalayas. Boo! We'll basically take a load of our lads over and just kick the crap into him and take his gem. And then once we kill him, that's the level complete. We have a bunch of imps running around. The speed's kind of a bit off. You actually use mouse and keyboard or just the arrow buttons to look around. So these are our impy boys here. They're basically all we have at the moment. And you can see down here the amount of imps we have and what they're actually doing at the moment. So, some are idle, if they're busy, if they're fighting. It actually lets you know. And as we get more people into our dungeon, or more creatures, they'll fill up the list here. So what we're going to do first of all is earn some money because we have 0 cash. We click on this flashing brick and we just chop our way up to the gold. And you can hold and click and just drag. We just kind of want to just kind of build our dungeon up. Our imps are basically the base guys that we come off with. They're our little workers, and without them we don't really have a dungeon. So we're just going to chop away. This level is the start level, so they kind of give you everything you need. It's all the money that they're after collecting, so we can actually take that money and just make it rain. As we go along, we'll get a treasury, and that'll be where our gold is stored. And we can fortify it. We can put bookshelves that look like doors. That's quite cool. The portal. Okay, that's fine. So we'll just drag this way. This is where the new creatures are going to come in, and as our dungeon grows in reputation, they'll come through. We can carry up to 16,000 gold in our main dungeon heart room. As we collect more, we're going to have to build a treasury. So we'll get into that. These guys are taking over, and any of the tiles with the red spots are ours. Any other, if it has blue on it, then they belong to other dungeons. We'll just set up a few things here. We need a 3x3. So obviously 3 down, 3 across. So we have a lair and a hatchery. So each square costs money. So 300 gold. We're going to build a big lair, not there though. Okay, so 5 by 3, so that's not too bad. So just 3. Goblin, Necrogoblicon. Awesome. But these are our little minion warriors. We don't really have enough yet, but once we get loads, we can start invading other dungeons, start killing and taking prisoners, everything. It's going to be so cool once it's done. That'll be our lair as we go along, and this will be our hatchery. So they've taken over that room. Boys are doing a good job. They'll just paint the walls. But if we just click and drag, boom, there's the hatchery. And what the hatchery does is it provides chickens, and chickens are food. We can make that bigger later on, but for the amount of minions we have at the moment, we don't really need it. There's our one goblin. We can actually pick him up as well and just drop him in. See, it's not as, well, it can be exciting later on, but it's not as exciting as the action-packed Tomb Raiders and Star Wars as I've been playing so far. But it's good. It's a really good, underrated game. I think this is the reason why I'm still emo. There's our 5 by 3 layer, so we're just going to pop it in, 4,500. It's all good, but there, to be honest with you, we have enough gold at the moment. I love juicy chicken flesh. There's another lad coming in now. We just have to keep an eye on our portal. This is our map down here, and you can see the fog of war. So we can click around. There's nothing here, nothing here. It's quite a big map as well. We can also sell stuff as well. And we can also zoom in. So we'll just stick to our own dungeon for the time being. We're cutting our way across, and then we can see here. What's this? Raises all your minions by 1 experience level. Yeah, we have. This is the fog of war anyway, but again, there could be something in here that we just can't see yet. Ah, there he is. Okay, right, let's gather our soldiers. We've got 6 of them. They'll mince them. I'll eat them for breakfast. Give them a little slap as well, just get them to work. Later on, there's a spell where we can actually take control of our soldiers in first-person mode, and it's quite fun. There we go. And here's our big our big devil. So he just kind of comes out of nowhere and then makes his way across. That's a hot step. First level of the Dungeon Keepers 2. It's basically just a training level, but you get the idea. Dungeon Simulator, it's like The Sims for Metalheads. It's quite fun, and it only gets harder from here on out. I remember this. There she is. I was too young for this when I was a kid. I don't care. I don't care if she burns my screen with her hot lips. Do you remember hot lips, the crisps? They're still delicious. I actually want a packet of hot lips right now. I don't know who these guys are, but let's put it in CandyCianGaming. CandyCian. But let's go my pet dungeon. So these are just kind of, they're not really story mode. You just have to get 10,000 points. Kind of like an arcade mode. We start off with just a few little impies running around, and from there, we'll gather more guys to come into our. We have to find a portal first of all, so we'll just start cutting away through the gold. The gold normally leads to something cool. This looks like it could be a portal because the fog of war. If you didn't know, yeah. So they give us more rooms to build the further you go on. So a library attracts warlocks, which will research spells, and then we go to this tab here. The only spell we have is create imp, so it costs money, but if we just go point here, we can create a new imp, and that just does more work. So we're better off just creating a few imps now, just to do all the labor, and from there we'll just go back to building rooms, because we need to save a bit of money. But we'll start by building a bedroom, because we're going to have a lot of guys coming in here. And also a hatchery to keep them nice and full of food. So, sorry, not a bedroom, a lair. Ogres have lairs. Dungeons have lairs? Yeah, they both have lairs. And because books are for nerds, we're going to have a small library just start off. And the more nerds that come, the more a training room. Awesome, that's something we could use for training. I think a training area is just, I don't know if it attracts more minions, but as we go on, we'll attract more. So we'll just build a 3 by 3 until we get more goblins in. we eventually get like Black Knights and zombies, and you know we can torture enemies from other dungeons and turn them to our side, which is quite cool. So we'll build it. Yeah, we'll build it 5x3 just to have a few options there. You can see it's pretty well detailed actually. Um, awesome. There's our portal. So we'll get more guys coming in here, and we'll just start to build up this way. Awesome. So we know creatures at the moment, but once we build our library, we'll probably get our first warlock. So I'm kind of building it in an L shape here, which is fine. An L shape. An L stands for library. A salamander already? That's weird. That's the last thing I would have expected to join our dungeon now. Let's have a look at him. Oh, he's cool. But he can actually cross. Oh, sorry, salamander. Oh shit! I slapped him as well. Well, that'll put him to work anyway. It's kind of useless for the time being, but he can cross lava without getting damaged. Later on, we can build. We'll come across rivers. We can build wooden bridges to go across the rivers. But if we get through lava, we can build stone bridges. But he can go ahead and scout the area ahead without having to do that. So I think he's just going to train away. Just build a little bit more of a library. Probably get a warlock through the door any minute now. Here we go. Here's the money bank. So the dungeon heart can hold up to 16,000 gold, but we need basically to have a bank here. Just
he is also your primary spell researcher.
Because he's a nerd. No, get into that library, you. No stragglers in my library. Here's all the books you need. Get research and spells. Do the one where I can look at first person mode. And there's our tab for building stuff. So we can build our traps, we can build doors. Just basically to keep enemies from... just to stop enemies from coming through the door. As you see, if we click over here, we can see basically a hall of heroes. Just all these little wimpy good guys. We've got like a little... I can slap them as well. So we can just plug these guys out and bring them over. So he's got... What is he? He's a dwarf, a fairy, a monk, an elven archer, a giant... thief, you know, Ingrid the wizard, right? We'll get a few more guys, and then we'll just pop one of these into our. We'll build a dungeon, and turn them to our side. There's another portal, so we'll have even more guys coming our way. But we need to build a bridge to cross there first. So what are we looking like now? 2 warlocks, 3 salamanders, right? So we'll get cracking on this this training room. Just expand it, because even the warlocks need to train. They use spells, obviously, but now we have enough for basically everyone. And they're actually researching a new spell as well. There's a bit of a... I'm sorry, but what type of weird salamander lair do you expect me to build? Look at the size of the place. You can feck off to another dungeon if he's unhappy with the food and board that I'm providing him free of charge. He doesn't have bills. They have a hatchery. Oh, no, wait. No, they don't have a hatchery, right? That makes sense. Oh, my God. Well, they chose to be here. If they chose to be here and then they're like, well, there's no hatchery, well, I can't be fed. Is that my fault? I'm only the dungeon keeper. I'm not the god of the dungeon. Okay, right. Well, let's build him a hatchery then, whatever. If he keeps him happy. So the workshop, this will bring in blacksmiths, something along the lines. So we have a new spell, which is our Thunderbelt spell. I won't use it on our guys because I love them really. They're just whiny. You can pick someone and just... Oh, right, we can't use it on the bad guys just yet. Here, we'll just bring one of them in. Here's a thief. Give him a little slap. Come on, where will we put him? We'll put him into the lair. So he's knocked out there. So we can use a nice little lightning bolt. Our guys will take care of them. There's no problem there. Obviously, we've a few warlocks coming in. We'll expand our library, and this is where our hatchery will be. We'll make it pretty big, just because they'll cry if they don't have what they want. Yeah, if they complain about that, then I'm giving up. The salamander can run the place if he thinks he knows how well it is. A bigger hatchery. Do you see the size of that hatchery? What do they want from me? Now we have kind of a weird layout at the moment, so what I'll do is build a few pathways around this way, because if it just makes it easier to get to, then they're not gonna. Well, they probably will complain. Just to make it easier for the guys to get to, especially, you know, warlocks coming out here, they can just walk right in. They're never happy, these guys. Never. We can build more than one room, like, you know, of the same type, if they need it. But I think a workshop is what we need next. Whenever they're ready, lads. Whenever they're ready. Haste out could help, you know. Now, can you argue with that? I couldn't. We just create him spell again, because I don't think we're having enough work here. But the more warlocks we have, the faster spells we research. You know how it is. Who's coming through now? Who's this? Just another warlock, I believe. But once we have a workbench or workshop, we'll be flooding it. So that's the lava. The salamander can cross that, no problem. But you know, obviously, get a bit of a hot foot if you step on that. Everyone stood the floating books there, but look, you can't argue with that. Hang on, who's dead on the floor? I can't even see what that is. Oh, it's books, more books. Okay, these nerds here can keep researching. We'll build a bigger layer, because wow, the salamander. The salamander's not happy. He's got his little hole in the floor there, like. And we'll expand our treasury as well. I don't know if I want elves in my dungeon. Is that racist? That's not racist. Oh man, we've got an army of salamanders now. This is cool. Yes! Finally! Okay, right, this is real cool, right? So we have a new spell called Possession. So we'll just pick someone. I think we'll pick a warlock, so we can actually go in and control him, which is real cool. It's a bit weird to control because it's like WASD doesn't work. WASD doesn't work, so it is kind of weird. But you can use the arrow keys. You can look around and go around your dungeon. You can click to attack, but fighting this does not really do a whole lot. Like, what's wrong with that tree? Look, he's a little sleepy little salamander. Like, he's happy enough. When we can possess an imp. The imps are good at cracking down the walls, so if you're just thinking, right, I'll do it myself and go over here. Takes a minute, but you eventually get through. You can break that down there. Yeah, if the walls are already broken like that, they're easier to break. But if they've got stone on them, they take a few extra whacks. Okay, that is that's a little look at Dungeon Keeper 2. I would wholeheartedly recommend this game. It's aged a little bit, you know. But I still think it stands up so well. It's the game that The Sims wish it could be. It's just as a management game, just has so much charm and character to it. I wish I had more time to explore it all. I mean, look at all these spells I still haven't even unlocked. But like for now, Slán agus Bannacht, my name is Cian. This is CandyCianGaming, and I will see you again next time.